Welcome back, everybody, for the food video of my recent trip to Boston. And much like other cities in the Northeast United States with large immigrant populations that have immigrated to the city for many decades and even hundreds of years, it has created a really good food diaspora that you will find throughout the city. So I'm going to go over some of the restaurants that I visited. Some of these restaurants are niche that you will not really find any other places in the United States, as well as some of the ones that are cliche, but that are still really good and will give you a really good experience and are worth trying. So let's get started with the very first stop on the list, which is Mike's Pastries. This is a very well-known pastry shop located in the Little Italy neighborhood of Boston. They have pretty much every cake you can imagine, but their main specialty are their cannolis, and of which they have many different flavors, and I had to give them a try. Oreo cannoli and a ricotta cannoli. These are massive though. So came over here to the park right nearby Mike's Pastries with the Paul Revere statue and the Catholic Cathedral right in front. Delicious, really good, massive. Look at these things. And after wiping the powdered sugar off our faces, we headed over to Quincy Market for the very stereotypical but delicious Boston lobster roll. And I had to make sure that my mom, on her trip to Boston, tried her first full lobster. But since Quincy Market is a food court, if you go with a group, it's great because everybody's going to find something they like. But here, I thought the main experience that I wanted to have was having the buttery lobster roll, and as well as the full lobster they actually had on the menu, which I thought was pretty cool. Both were great. Highly recommended, I think, even for the experience. You may find some other places around the city that are cheaper, but I think overall here, I had no complaints, and I like the lively atmosphere of the whole market. But as I mentioned, the city is also host to a large number of immigrant groups, in particular Portuguese and also from the former Portuguese colonies in Africa. So we put in our itinerary Restaurante Cesaria, which is a Cape Verde restaurant here in Boston. And even though Cape Verde is African, it does have a very heavy Portuguese influence, not only in the language with everything being Portuguese, but also the food itself. What I would recommend if you've never tried it is to simply ask the staff what they recommend, and I promise they will not steer you wrong. So this time I'm being joined by my local friend, born and raised in Boston. No. But yeah, so she's never been here to this restaurant before, even though she lives in Boston. So had to bring her.
Thanks for the invite, appreciate it.
We started off with the quail, which was very lean and delicious, since it's a little more gamey than other poultry. But we also ordered a little bit of the roasted chicken, which has almost a sweet flavor to them. For me, I went with the bacalhau, which was the Atlantic cod, which is a must-have in Atlantic cuisine. It's really good. Does it look good, Lisa?
It does. Lisa agrees.
And yes, for me, finishing a dinner without dessert is not really a true dinner. But as part of our Boston trip, we had to make the mandatory stop in Chinatown for really good, authentic Chinese food, and also because she, I also want to take her to try that same thing. She's just like me. She also is willing to try all foods. ¿Cierto? Probarte todo.
Oh,
Sí.
yes.
Especially that hot pot right there. Although we're gonna get something else this time. Here in Chinatown, I decided to take us to Clay Pot Cafe, which they specialize primarily in the Cantonese clay pot dish, which is a very simple dish, but is surprisingly difficult to find in many other places. One way you can easily tell that it's authentic is that everything's in Chinese, and they also have hot tea ready on the table. And for appetizer, we decided to order the fish balls, which I also haven't tried, which was very surprising to me when I really thought about it, since it's found in a lot of Asian cuisines that I like. But for the signature dish, I ordered us the clay pot bowls served in the clay pots that they're cooked in. And for my mom, I ordered the sausage and abalone.
Tiene cilantro.
Sí.
Es curioso porque tiene cilantro, ¿no?
Sí.
No,
Sí, no,
es
mucho.
muy usado en la comida china.
I tried to get my mom to learn how to use chopsticks, but was unsuccessful. Regardless, though, she still enjoyed the food. And for me, I ordered the clay pot bowl with the eel. And to top it off, right after that, we walked over to Sweet Waffles and Boba, which was less than a block away, for some boba tea, which was very refreshing. And since they have many different flavors, I think just about anybody can find what flavor they like. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list of the restaurants in Chinatown. There are many others, but I think the combination of these two was just right in terms of the amount of food and also just the different flavors that you're going to find walking throughout Chinatown. And for the last restaurant we went to on this trip was none other than Atlantic Fish Company. Though this restaurant is more on the higher end side, this is still a local restaurant that is certainly a must visit, I think, if you not only like seafood, but really want to get the full Boston experience. Here they're very famous for their clam chowder, in particular served in their bread bowl. And we're back with my local friends, and with that huge clam chowder in the bread bowl. Are you gonna finish it? Along with my friend's giant fish and chips bowl that she really liked, we also ordered the soft shell crabs, which were absolutely amazing. So if you come here while they're still in season, do yourself a favor and get them because they are so good. I put all the restaurants in the description along with the Google Map link so that you can find them extra easily. And thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And in the comments, let me know which restaurant in Boston you like the most that you've been to, and one that you want to let other people know that they must visit while they're in the city. And until next time, bye.